Hello, 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 hello. Happy Sunday afternoon. How was your weekend? Oh, it's so gloomy here and chilly. I'm all bundled up. I got my blanket over my lap. I got my layers on. I am ready for sunshine. Hubby and I have been working on our plans for a trip south. We are going to go down to Florida, but he wants to spend a few days somewhere on the way down, and we've been trying to figure that out. We could have an exceptional vacation, or we could have a nice, inexpensive one, and it's kind of hard to do the exceptional. It finally, hi Kay. It finally stopped snowing. I didn't even say hi. You was like snow. It did finally stop. Did it turn to rain? I think that's the worst. When it goes back and forth between freezing and not, you know. But it is very gloomy, 45 degrees, cloudy, and yeah, it's a good day to be snuggled under blankets. It's a good day for crafting and watching football because there's not going to be much football left anymore after we know that big game, that big game. I'm sitting here playing with the fiber I'm going to be spinning. I have listed it in the little thing that goes out to alert you that I'm going to be on as an unknown breed, and then I found my ticket that I usually put in the bag, right? It just kind of it was white, the fiber was white, it just kind of got hidden a little bit, and it's a Cormo. So we are going to be spinning Cormo today, and that is not merino, but let me say it is like such a first cousin and everything to merino. You might as well call it merino. Cormo is merino with a capital M. It's even worse than merino for some of the faults of things that merino does. And the biggest thing is the wanting to throw off all the little shortcuts and that sort of thing. On the other hand, on the positive side, it is the softest fiber ever. In fact, when I first did all the bats and all this, it was my thought to do a baby blanket with it. I am not going to now because I would not give a mom of whether it's her first baby or her 10th a handmade baby blanket out of homespun yarn, right? Because her first thing she's going to do the first time the baby wets on it is throw it into the washer. And the best thing to do is to make a quote unquote christening blanket where you label it that way and say, you don't use this. You just hand this down, you get your baby's pictures taken in it, and you put it back in the hope chest, right? I don't know if I would have enough to do that. I'm going to keep that in mind as I spin it, but I don't expect to spin it nice enough to get a nice enough yarn for that kind of lace work. So that's why I'm not anticipating doing that. But that's what you make out of Cormo, right? That's the quality of stuff you really want to knit with if you can spin a really nice yarn with it. It's just hard to spin. So anyway, let's go to that camera. I'm going to show you some of what I'm talking about here. How's the music? It seems like I'm kind of yelling. Let me put it down just a tad. Maybe I'm not up to my usual speech pattern. Okay, take a look here real close. See that right there? See those little, oops, don't want to get camera. Come on. Right there's a big one. Okay, that's what you get when you home process Cormo. This little strip of roving was pulled off of, actually this one. This is what the bat looks like when it comes off my drum carder. It actually comes off that way. All right. And it looks like I should pull it this way, but that is not the grain. You do pull it this way, right? The lines that are going this way are from, and you may or may not be able to see them, are from me rolling this up and then laying others on it and storing it. Okay. But to pull off a strip, it goes down the long way. And I try to pull about the same amount all the way down. So I have one of those in my lap here that I was pre-drafting. And now I have another one. I am going to be spinning on my Roberta. I will have to set it to a very low speed, which means I got to watch and make sure I get enough twist, because merino needs quite a bit of twist. If you could see the individual fibers right there, and you really can't, but you know, if you would be here looking at it, what you would see is this crimp, an amazing small tiny crimp. So don't have anything that I can really use to show that, but that's the merino from the Cormo. I cannot remember what merino was crossed with to get Cormo, but it is definitely an offshoot of merino. Okay, that's your lesson for the day. Now we're done teaching. We're just gonna spin. Knitter, hello, hello. I noticed you came in. Welcome. I hope you've had a good weekend and are doing okay. All right, I'm going to put a little bit of oil on this. I really should have cleaned it before I got going today, but I mean, I'm running late getting on stream today. I'm a little behind time here, trying to just basically trying to have a nice Sunday and not doing too much. I was doing a little online shopping before I got on here. All right. Are we ready? I think so. This is going to be pretty fast probably because I was playing. What I spun during the last stream was those Rologs, and they were white merino with the red sparkles, and I need to take the pull off down. This is pulling in too much. I gotta need to loosen that a little bit. And I have finished applying that, and it came out so pretty. I am really excited about that yarn. It's so pretty with that sparkle in there, and I got just over 100 yards. So of a 2-ply. So I'm happy with that. For those, there were 9 Rologs in all. Not much weight there, not much fiber. But it spun. The merino they used was obviously commercially processed and really nice. So going back to my conversation about what I want to do with this, and I would love to make an heirloom shawl christening blanket. The thing is, if I did that, I really need to buy commercially processed and not home processed. So why is this home processed? Because I went through a period of time 6-7 years ago where I just bought a Cormo fleece every time, once a year when I went to the fiber fair. And I am sort of to the end of working through all those fleeces, you know, and I don't have any more, and I don't intend to buy any more either. But it was a thing. I kept, I was inexperienced, and I said, oh, this is it's merino. It'll be all right to process. And I found out that it's very high lanolin. It was very hard to get clean. That's the first area where you can kind of overwork it, trying to get all that lanolin out. And then second, I did it on my drum carder, and I realized that those teeth were just breaking that fiber up and making those neps. Um, I tried combing it, but a lot of times it was too short, and I ended up just saying, you know what, Cormo, well, and even merino is just not worth trying to buy a fleece. Let me just buy it commercially if I want it. I have said that over and over and over to myself, and I still go to fiber fairs, and that fresh fleece lanolin smell that a lot of people find offensive, just I just have to buy one, right? It's like an addiction. It is so hard. And hubby just shakes his head because I say every fiber fair I go to, I say I am not buying a fleece, and everyone we're coming home with this sheep smell in our car, right, from the fleece that I just bought. Now, if you watch, you can see I'm picking right as I spin here, and I'm still not getting it all. I have these little lumps. So what's plan B on this? Plan B is to dye all of this yarn after I make yarn. Go ahead and make yarn. And then after I make yarn, to dye it Christmas red and use it to make rustic style Christmas stockings. I don't know how many I would get out of all this. I'm not real sure how much actual weight yardage I'll get or what I have, but yeah, that's plan B, and I think that's a happy plan. I think that that's going to be something that I'm going to be happy with. So, got to get it spun first, and then the dye pot. Into the dye pot. I really need to find other stuff too. I have so much white, just white fiber, that it wouldn't hurt to dye some of the fiber too. So, Kay, what are you working on today? Knitter, what are you working on today? I got a few rounds. They're not rounds. Okay, my pattern repeat on the sweater that I'm crocheting is 4 rows. So that's what I mean by a repeat. I got, I think, 3 repeats done over this last week. And all I'm working on is the back part. So it's just a rectangle that I'm working on right now. Hope I have an eventful stream. I have not had much luck this last couple weeks. Where I had one that really was bad with flickering frames and everything. So hopefully that's over and done with. You're almost done binding off the shawl. And then you're switching back to your spinning. Okay. Well, that's good. I was talking a little bit at the very beginning before I got started about we're going down to Florida, and hubby wants to take a couple days, and so today we were looking at Savannah. We have been to Savannah before and really liked it. Um, so I don't know if that's what we're gonna do or not, but we were reviewing places and things to do there, and then uh, it would add like 3 days to our trip because the first day we would drive down to where we always stop before we go to my mom's house, and then the next day we'd drive about 3 hours over to Savannah and spend that day and the next day night there, and then go on down to my mom's. And of course, we can stay less than a week at mom's, but usually when I get down there, I don't want to come home. I, I just want to stay down there, especially when it's cold up here. Then it says you're working on a knit top and then some spinning while watching the game. Uh, y- um, yeah, I'm recording the one that's on right now, and we'll watch it later. And then there's a later one on that I'll watch when I get done here. I don't know if it would help to run this through a Diz or not. Where's my knitting needle? Huh, come on, go in there. If it takes this long to get it in there, I don't think it's worth it. It's not going through. Huh. I love doing this. Pulling it through the Diz. It's just so tactile and relaxing. And, you know, it's supposed to make it closer to top. It's never going to be top because it's from a bat. You know, the source is a bat, so it's never going to be top. I tried doing two without doing this, and I'll do two that with it, and I'll figure out if it makes any difference or not. I can see that it's not going to help get stuff out of there that I don't want in there. Yay! Boy, that sounds... Uh, yeah, that sounds like a lot of work. Picot, bind off. It's cute when it's done, but it gets tedious. Yeah, I'll have to look that up. I wonder if I'd be unhappy with this if I just did a woolen, a thicker yarn. It spins all right that way. mostly. I will, by doing it this way, I'm gonna get a DK Aaron weight. Shouldn't get bulky. It shouldn't go that thick, but it's gonna get thicker than what I was doing. It really should have been combed with combs if I wanted a true beautiful yarn. Got a tangle in my... Not very often you see tangles in your fiber. Okay. I have some combed top back there, and it was before I made it before I got my combing system, and so I was combing it with the little combs, and because it wouldn't work on the big combs, it was too short, and I was really, it just was way too much work. The one thing that's pretty amazing to me, this still has a lot of the vegetable matter in there, but what is that it's so white. I don't have, like, it was I'm pretty sure it had to have been a coated sheet because I don't have the areas that have discolored that got mixed in with the white. So between the fact it was coated and it wasn't all that dirty, and I was able to do a pretty good wash up, I got a nice white. And then here I am talking about coloring it, but I don't know. Like I said, those are just thoughts about it. I change my mind so much that I don't want to be held to what I say, because I do. I just, another project comes along and maybe I need white hand spun, and boom, here it is, right? So I use it. There's a little bit of discolor right there I just saw. So, it's what I'm remarking on is I'm surprised there's not more. It's a nice clean fleece. I am getting too much twist in this, but I think it'll relax out when I wash it. I desperately need to spin something commercially processed and dyed, though. Just a braid of your fiber that you buy to spin. That's going to be next on my list. I have been spinning. Well, those Rologs are really, really nice, so I won't say that's all I've been spinning is bad fiber, but those Rologs were really nice. So that was a good break. I do have the green to do, so I have another 9 of them to do. I did them on the Nano, and I ought to stick with that. They spun well on that Nano. wasn't very successful. Trying to pull a nip out. It didn't work. All right. Can you believe January is over? February goes fast. Don't really have any plans, I don't think, until March. Oh, hello. Fire sticking to me. is going to take a while. I'm not even through the first bat here. A lot of sheep wool here. There usually is. It doesn't end up being, the fleece usually ends up, after you skirt it really good, being around 5 pounds, and after you wash it, it's down to about 3 pounds because of that. Most of it was lanolin weight, and then you process, and not everything is, goes well with the processing. It just doesn't go in the processing, and then you do this, and some of it goes in the wastebasket. And so one of the things I've not really worried too much about over the years of doing home processed fleece is the keeping track of, how much I lost. It's a little disconcerting and discouraging, and it's just not worth trying to figure that you're going to get 8-pound fleece and get 8 pounds of yarn. It just doesn't happen. And after a while, there is so much there, so much, just like I'm saying it's going to take me a while to spin just these bats. There's so much there that you don't really care anymore to get more, right? It was like, I've got enough of this. That's sort of the way it feels when you process a whole fleece. Now, one of the things that makes that a little different is when you get a multicolored fleece, like a Jacob or something like that. Shetland, that's the other one. You can get a multicolor. If you get multicolor with those, then a lot of times you split it up by the colors, and so you don't feel like you have such a large amount to do. Each of the colors is a % of the whole fleece, and by being a different color is more interesting to do than everything being white. And the other thing you can do, if you do buy a fleece, you can always send it to a mill. And you will get, I can't guarantee you won't get neps in it, but you should get a better, my experience has been that I've always gotten a better roving. It's usually roving, it's not top. The mills that process whole fleece tend to use equipment that does it kind of all at once, and it comes out as roving. So I have done that, but I didn't do it with the Cormo that I had. Maybe that's what I'll do the next time when I'm like, if I buy a fleece I know I'm gonna not have any trouble with, Border Leicester, Border Leicester, Romney, Shetland, Jacob, CVM. All of those I've home processed and they've been fine. They have been nice to spin and I've gotten nice yarn. It's just Rambouillet, Merino, Cormo. Those are the hard ones. For me anyway. The next one I have to wash and process is a Romondale, and it is a precursor. It is what CVM comes from, right? It's basically a colored CVM. If the breed comes out not white, then it's a Romondale. If it comes out white, then it's CVM, California Variegated Mutant. If I understand what I read. Oh, wow. Wish I had brought paper towels in here. Doggone it. My oil is getting very dark brown and it's getting on my fingers. Ooh, okay. I am going to do a little cleaning here because I really am unhappy with how much dark oil I'm getting. There. And I got it all over my fingers too. Okay. I'll have to oil it again, but at least it'll be. It's not something I worry about as much except for the white. I have found out in past experience, I was applying white and I got some of this on there and I could not get that off the yarn. So, not happy about that. Okay, that's not pulling in enough. Spins a little smoother too. Now. Huh. In fact, it's not pulling in at all. What's going on here? Alright, are we wrapped wrong? why I hate taking my spinning wheel apart. Gotta adjust it again. Doing good now. I think the fact the vegetable matter shows against the white so obviously was what made me think that I ought to go ahead and dye it. I'm not sure it would once it's knit, but alright, so I'm going to get 2 bats on here. I have 10 bats total. Well, I have 9 bats and a lot of little things that I had, top that I had pulled off the one time I tried combing it. I suppose I will just do it 2 bobbins at a time. You know, so I don't have any more to fill a bobbin and do anymore. I don't know how I Skipped an area, but I did. Oh well. I'll catch it coming back. Uh-oh, I got a tickle in my nose. I'm gonna sneeze. Maybe not. Another break. Ooh, I need to move my legs some. That's the problem with this spinning wheel. Of course, it's no treadle, and I end up. I could move this like this. Oh, what are you doing there? Get up there. And have room there for my other foot. That's a little better. Get rid of the stool leg. Oh, JK's on. She's probably not going to be on long enough for me to. 29 days in a row, tea and things. Probably not going to be on by the time I'm done. All right. Nothing except for JK, but I'm not gonna end right now anyway. We'll check in a little bit. I'm just taking a break. I did think this would go a little faster though than it's going. I shouldn't be in a hurry. Shoot. Hate it when that happens. Clump right is where I was trying to join. So hubby and I have decided, beyond talking about our March trip to Florida, that we need a day out of the house. It's just, it's been not really any kind of weather to be outside doing anything, and we both have cabin fever. So, at this point, it's not going to affect my streaming, I think. We're going to, on Wednesday, go to one of the it's 2 hours away, big antique mall, which I love doing. Stop and have a meal on the way back. I'm excited about that. Lately, for a while there, I was every auction of this local auction house, there was something I was getting, and it hasn't been happening. The stuff's been going too high. There hasn't been as much, that I found interesting. So, yeah. A gander through an antique mall would probably be a lot of fun. And this one, we can drive there, leave in the morning, shop a couple hours, go someplace and eat, and be home before dark. So, it'll be good. Or at least close to home by dark. And if we change our mind, we are not far from the place where we go to. There's a hotel right across the street from a German restaurant that we like, Hofbrauhaus. And if we change our mind, we can just spend a night. So. All I can think of while I'm sitting here pulling this out in a woolen spun, where you pull it out and let that twist go on up there. And it's like, all I can hear in my head is, trust the fiber. Trust the fiber. In a very Jedi voice. Oh yeah, and oh, I think it's another week yet. A movie we want to go to, 80 for Brady. I don't know if it's. I think it's coming out. I think it might be coming out Wednesday next week, but we wouldn't go till, I don't know, Friday, I guess, maybe. And that's local. But yeah, I'm anxious to see that movie. Think it's gonna be fun. finished the excuse me, finished the book I was reading, started a new one by, and I know I'm not going to be able to think of the author now. Uh, yeah, hate when that happens. I can't even think of the title right now. Nope, I have drawn a complete blank. I'll think of it in a few minutes, I guess. All I want to say is Terry Pratchett, and I know that's not right. So, uh, hmm. Piers Anthony. That's who it is. And the way I found it, he's a fantasy writer. The way I found it is he's known for using so many puns in his wordplay puns that are wordplay, and yeah, that's how I Googled, and it came up Piers Anthony. So that's who it is. And this one is not one of his Xanath directly series, part of that world, but it is sideways, sort of. When the character goes down one path in the forest, she talks about it talks about if she went the other way, she'd go into Xanath. So anyway, it's okay. It's okay. I get a little tired of the word pun play, but I have liked a lot of his other books. So, good light read. It won't take me long to read it. Basically, I'm working through one book, the shelf of one bookshelf, one shelf that I have purchased the books over the last couple years with the intention of wanting to read them, and then when I do, um, I can decide, do I want to keep this as a long-term library thing, or, put it in the box and send it to half price. So I have no idea what you would call that kind of shelf, but that's what I'm working on. Some people have a next to read stack, but I have too many. It's not a stack, it's a shelf. that come from? All right. Let's see what I got here. 2 more strips off of this, and I'm going to call this bobbin done, and then put 2.5 on another bobbin. Unless I think I can get 3 on there. I might be able to. This would be 3 if I did all of it. I don't know. I'm getting antsy though, as far as sitting here. Oh, I just need to move more, I guess. Oh, man. Oops. I wonder what would feel like if I, yeah, I really don't want to do that. Let me do this. Alright, so I'm going to go for trying to get 3 bats on 1 bobbin. Because I really think I have the room for it, and I've got like 9 bats anyway. It's just, I have no idea what's the best way to divide this up, but if I can get 3 on these first, 3 each of the first 2 bobbins, that'll be good. Start. Not today. Today I will do 1 bobbin. Tuesday I'll be crafting. So I'll probably spend on this between now and Thursday evening stream. Maybe I'll have another bobbin spun. I can do some plying. Maybe I'll have his bobbin spun and I can ply it before stream. Maybe. I have some projects planned though here at home for the week, as far as crafting, so may not have the spinning time. I like that Pico bind off, Kay. I just I just took a look at it. I like that. That is cute. That's like wonderful for the end of scarves, especially, or top of socks. Be really cute on if you can make it stretchy enough for a sock. I have said this before, but Cormo is the sheep with the little curl. Like the little girl with the little curl. When she was good, she was very, very good, and when she was bad, she was naughty. Um, like there is some stretches when I spin this, it's just like, oh my gosh, this is just beautiful and soft and bouncy, and then you hit all the second cuts, all the nips. Last two of this bobbin. Okay. I will finish these two and that'll be it for the stream today. My trash can's full of white fluff. Of course, I have a small trash can down here under the desk. It looks so soft. It is. It is. It's just, it really is. It's interesting that that can get conveyed on the camera, but you know, because I think of softness as a tactile thing, but still. You can kind of see behind my first front, between my two fingers, right? You can kind of see how cottony it looks. That's a big indication of it's soft. Oops, I hit the end of my 2 hours here. This is going to turn it off because we are done. Practically. Yay! I will say I get a lot of spinning done just sitting here during the stream. I enjoy that. I appreciate that. And I appreciate those of you who come and hang out and work on your own projects. It makes me feel like I have my little bit of company there while I'm doing this. So I will be back, like I said, Thursday evening. No, sorry, skipped a day. Tuesday morning, going to be working on some, I think the final of the perforated paper cross stitch. I'm hoping anyway. That'll be what I do, and it'll be the final, like I say. So everybody take care. Come back and join me when you can, and happy spinning. Bye, y'all.